Hey guys, Rusty coming at you. Today we're going to look at a new marbles knife. And I don't mean new necessarily as in nobody's owned it before. I mean new as in release. So it turns out that Marbles is releasing some Green Jigged Bone knives. And I first learned about it when my video on my cattleman's jackknife. And when I released that video, I talked about the shield in there as it's like a steer or a cow, a bull. And someone else said something. Have you seen the new moose pattern? And then Sue Chicken explained to me that that's on the new marbles. So we have a moose shield, which is kind of cool. Marbles has long had a moose with their image here. By the way, this is MR631. I'll leave that up there for a little bit. But this pattern I have seen before, and I'm going to leave you guessing because I want to do a second video on a comparison. But it has a cool little dip here, and we'll see if we can see that. Got to get in there a little bit. They really try to hide that nail neck, but we'll get more into that hopefully later. We got the Marbles quality knives. We still have a tang stamp. Paid like 15 bucks for this, which is, considering what you get, really, my opinion, a great deal. Ooh, not feeling sharp. Maybe. Could do a little burr removal. Gotta keep reminding myself to slow down. I kind of feel rushed sometimes because I want these videos to go faster. Sorry about that, guys. I don't even. All right, so we'll try to do a complete review. Blade centering on that one's good. I'm happy with that. We'll flip it open. No half stop. Probably a 5.5 up to here. And a 6.5 to there. Good. Walk and talk. And I don't have to worry so much about the blade rub because it's centered and it has a liner. We'll get over to the other side. Now, this knife is being marketed as a two-bladed jackknife. And without getting into technicalities, well, I understand a jackknife is having two or more blades coming from the same pivot, and this one has two blades coming from different pivots, and so I'm calling this one a moose. This seems more like a moose pattern. This would be a spey blade, but that's one heck of a large and pointy spey blade. I'll tell you what, you can point with that. You can poke. You won't go, maybe it's not your best poker, but you're going to have to be careful if you're going to be skinning. It doesn't have much cant down. This is why I was talking about where this blade goes so low, and this knife is kind of rounded. It's got this cigar shape to it, which is what you would call this pattern, a cigar shape, and the thickness and the roundness, and it makes for nice ergos, and that blade's not going to get in to the palm and create any kind of a hot spot. All right, heck of a snap on that. A little bit easier. It's like in 4.5 up to here, and then you feel that pull at about a 6. Okay, nice snap. And just kind of visit with you a couple things I want to talk about. Found out recently. Kind of got verification from Tobias Gibson. I reposted his post in the community that these Marbles and Rough Riders are made in the same factory. And that's evident in the jigging and a lot of other build. So let's talk about this pattern real quick. Oh, better show off this my one of my favorite Rough Riders, one of my favorite sheaths. This comes from my buddy Randy, Wasteland Survival Gear. Had him make me this sheath, and I use it for the Rough Rider Improved Muskrat. And bringing this one out because what I like about this one and this one is they are a traditional pattern with some flair. What do I mean there? Well, a moose is going to have traditionally a clip point and a spey blade. A muskrat's going to have twin clip points. So what we'll normally see on a moose is also a little canting down like this one does. I'm giving you a look at the size of these two. This one does have, yep, half stop. Nice snap. And then here's what they did. They called this the Improved Muskrat because this is not a clip point. That is a worn cliff. And it just reminds me of this knife just simply because they took a traditional knife and they kept it traditional and they made some changes. So I'm not going to call it an improved moose because how great would it be to have a worn cliff here? Awesome. And you can find that on the Rosecraft blade. I think they have one called the 2-blade Jack that's out with a clip point and a coping blade, and that's $60 and this is $15. But anyways, that's just a quick comparison for you. Thanks guys.